Hi, I'm Michaela.
I'm Mia.
I'm Nathan. And I'm Mayhem, and we're interviewing people about the American dream.
And I'm here with.
Terry Higgins.
What do you think it would take to make American democracy feel more real and accessible to everyone?
I don't know. It's hard because I think of us as like United States, but I also think of how every state has individuality, especially since I travel around them. So it's like, how do we make it local and make communities feel like they have a choice in the community that they want to become?
All right, who am I here with? Maximus Lou. All right, so what do you think it would take to make American democracy feel more real and accessible to everyone?
I think student debt, taxes, and income inequality really contributes to that question of not everyone in the world can afford these things because prices are going up, inflation is going up. So I feel like there's play a key role into that.
What do you think does the invisible work in your community or like in society at large?
I say teachers, they put a lot of effort into teaching us, and I feel like they don't get credit enough for that.
You think they're valued or not?
Not a lot of students value our teachers. Like some teachers can be bad, some teachers can be good, but to be honest, in my opinion, I don't think teachers get valued enough.
I'm Michaela, and this is.
Mr. Chen,
In your opinion, why do people go into debt to buy things they don't really need?
I think because people want stuff, and when you want stuff, you forget about everything else, and you just go for it.
What do you think it would take to make American democracy feel more real and accessible to everyone?
I think everyone needs to be involved. Everybody, even if you're 16, I think we should lower the voting age to 16 years old and let 16-year-olds vote. If you can drive a car, you should be able to vote.
And lastly, who do you think does the invisible work in your community or in society at large? Are they valued?
We do. The teachers do. I think some students value us, but some students don't, and that's okay. But we do the invisible work that people don't really see because we're educating you guys and getting you guys ready for society.
Thank you very much.
Hello, who are you?
My name's Dr. Lundell.
Our first question is, are you aware of where your clothes, phones, and every other day products come from and does matter to you?
I'm somewhat aware. It does matter to me. I understand that just it's the nature of capitalism that a lot of the products that we have are going to come from exploited labor. And just growing up in this system, as much as I don't like that, it's just there's not really any way for me to move away from it. So I don't like it, but it's the nature of the beast.
Our second question is, in your opinion, why do people go into debt to buy things that they don't really need?
Because I think that capitalism makes you feel that the next object that you buy is going to bring you happiness. And then you realize once you get it, it didn't do that, but then you're looking for the next thing to bring you happiness. And it's just the nature of capitalism that you're always looking for the next thing that you can buy to fill up some void that you have in yourself. So with that said, a lot of us, probably 60, 70% of us will go into debt to make ourselves feel happy with a purchase.
Have you ever felt pressure to appear successful even when things weren't going well behind you?
Totally. If you grow up, and I'm going to connect this to the Simplica girls, I felt many times like the father, where if I couldn't provide something for my daughter or someone in my family, you start to feel like something's wrong with you, like you're a failure, like maybe I didn't work hard enough or I wasn't smart enough, instead of actually turning out and looking outward and saying, well, maybe the system itself, there's something wrong. Maybe it's not me internally. But I think if you grow up in capitalism, it's natural for you to look at yourself and say there's something wrong with you.
Have you ever felt judged or valued more for your appearance than your abilities?
Yeah, I think being a white man in America, I think I get a lot of privileges that perhaps other people don't get. I think people immediately look at me, and being a white man, they immediately have a certain conception of who I am and the way I think. And they immediately don't really have a lot of bias towards me, I think. I've never really had a problem with getting pulled over by the police. I've never had a problem getting a job. And this is typically, there's a lot of people in America who don't have that same experience.
After all of those interviews, I feel like we've learned a lot about how we, as the American people, view the American dream. Our project really connected to the stories by understanding the American dream through different people's perspectives. In Democracy in America, Allegra Hyde showed us this idealized version of America where everybody supposedly has a fair chance at building a better life. But then you compare that to the Simplica Girls' diaries, where the narrator is desperately trying to live up to that expectation and dream, even if it means exploiting others. It shows that it's not always that easy and some people face bigger obstacles. In our interview, we got to hear about how people define the American dream, how they try to achieve it, and just how hard it really is, especially for those dealing with financial stress, student loans, and rising living costs.
Wow, Mia, that really made me think. I feel that too, especially when people talk about student debt. That's wild how much it can hold people back. As of 2024, Americans owe over $1.6 trillion in student loans, and the average person owning around $37,000. Those loans delay people from starting a family, owning a house, or even working a job that they would want in the future. And then there's housing. In cities just like San Jose or LA, the average home price is over $1 million, and rent's gone up over 20% just in the last few years. And it's not just personal struggles. The richest 1% of Americans own more wealth than the entire bottom 90% combined. The gap makes it clear. Not everyone's starting from the same place when chasing the dream.
Wow, Michaela, you really know the facts. Well, thinking back on what Ms. Higgins thought about how making American democracy feel more real, she mentioned how all states have individuality and how important it is to make communities feel more local, and also giving people the power to choose what they want to become. The housing crisis made this kind of freedom really hard. In places like San Jose or LA, the average home price is over $1 million, and rent has gone up more than 25% since the pandemic. That's just not inconvenience. It makes it nearly impossible for people, especially young adults, to build the kind of life they imagined. Even if someone knows what life they want to choose, they might not be able to afford and live in the communities that support their dream. That's exactly what both the Simple Girl Diaries and Democracy in America are showing, how systems, not just individuals, shape who gets to chase the dream. Well, that concludes our interview. Thank you for watching and peace out.